And there we go. The microphone is on. Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. And it's a happy Sunday, the September 18th, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I know there's excitement in some places and feelings of sorrow in others, all kinds of different things happening, so not sure how things are going to work today. We'll see what we can do. Anyway, glad to have everyone on board, and nice to see, well, actually it's a less of a crowd today, which is okay. It's going to happen, but not a worry. Anyway, we're going to say hi to the wonderful moderators first. We have Arizona Snowman in the house, as well as Piggy is probably in the background right now. And we also have 24/7 live AZ Skies. Gary is also on board. And I don't know if C&D Boy or Lucas or Joseph are here. We know Joseph is busy on Sundays, so but anyway, hopefully they'll show up, not a problem. Anyway, released 52 years ago, Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Hey, we don't need that in here. There's nothing to be paranoid about. Okay, and I'm just trying to catch up on everything that's going on here real quick. Okay, get back onto my screen. Anyway, first person in today was Hermione, so Hermione gets the cookies. Way to go, Hermione, and there you go. And that is all good. And let's see what else we got. Cananaska's country, putting all kinds of volcanoes up there. You're welcome, Hermione. Anyway, we'll go through and say hi to all your wonderful people. And of course, we also already got Hermione, and we got Cananaska's country, and Nancy Buchanan is also here, Sue Hayes, Kevin Haynes, and Ron Foster, James Bung. Let's see, who else we got in here? There's not that many names, so should be pretty quick. Perfectibility 999, Brian, welcome. And going up some more, we got Kevin, Sherry Hewitt, and Oh Mummy of Hamsters. And we got James Bong, yep, going up a little more here. Let's see who else I may have missed already. Like I said, there wasn't a heck of a lot of you in here. We got Sherry, Hermione, Sue, yep, got all them. Kevin, yeah, we only got one Kevin so far. Charlotte, welcome, glad to have you on board. Let's see, who else is snuck in here? Going South, welcome, Going South, and Richard Lapointe. And, yeah, actually, Richard, it's not me that you want to thank for that wonderful gift. It was either Paul Williams or Irish Monk that threw those gifted memberships in there. So if you got one, great stuff. And they're really, truly the ones that throw them in. So that's where the credit should go. So anyway, all good, and we appreciate them, and we appreciate that you appreciate them. Anyway, we'll also see Maria, the Matoma, in here. Welcome, Maria. And let's see, DJ Puff the Third also here. Connie Tyree, welcome back. And going up a little bit more, and I'm all the way to the top. Don't see anybody else up there. Let's see on the bottom. Linda Schoof made it in. Welcome, Linda. And I think I got everybody else so far. Not that many people in here today, but that is all right. Yeah, Hermione, you know, she gets cookies and bakes cakes. I don't get it. Always some kind of treat, no matter what, which is pretty cool, actually, when you think about it. Anyway, let's look at Iceland the way it is right now, and kind of talk about what's going on there. Actually, what we will also do is, okay, I'm going to turn that off, and we'll get rid of that other banner, and things are moving on me again. I'm going to have to reboot this guy again. Anyway, that's what Iceland is looking like right now, and that is very interesting. But before we talk about Iceland too much, Gary actually brought up a good point there about Taiwan, and they've had some really, really big quakes in Taiwan, and we're hoping that it's not so bad for them, but I can kind of be assured here that it is pretty rough with the signs of the quakes that have been happening. Anyway, looking at the coast of Taiwan, the people here are used to earthquakes. This is a known earthquake zone, but typically the earthquakes are small, like this 4.1, 4.6, and the occasional 5 something, right? But a couple days ago on the 17th, actually technically that's still the 17th, but anyway, 6.5. Okay, that was 2 days ago, or a day and a half ago. And then, of course, just recently here, just after 44 minutes after midnight, they got rocked by a 6.9. And that is pretty heavy duty. And there's a bunch of other ones in the area as well. 5.5 at 3:39. We have a 5.6. This was from yesterday yet, 23:19. So this whole area is just a rockin'. 32 minutes after midnight, 5.2. That's very close to this one. So that's actually kind of a pre-shock, if you will, to that one. Lots of stuff happening there, and it is unfortunate, that we have such a big mess there. But anyway, like I say, that is a 6.9, and that is a massive, massive quake. I did check the tsunami warnings, and we did not have any, so they're saying nothing there. Anyway, they called it a magnitude 7.2, and I don't know if that's slightly different from NOAA. But that is what they've got on there, whereas 6.9 from USGS. Everybody's always got a little bit different readings on these things, but we're going to leave that alone. It's irrelevant. Once it's over 6, it's shaking. It's going to break. Things are going to snap, and it's going to be a hard time for everyone. And that's basically what we see here. They got double whammied. Yes, Gary, that is the same one. And I think these guys may have downgraded it a little bit, but it is what it is. Yeah, Suhays came in at 7.2, then downgraded by USGS. You put 6.8. They've got 6.9 on their map. So regardless, once it's up in that high area, it's going to shake you, and it's going to be what it is. There's not much we can do to stop it or change it. Anyway, I hope they were ready for something like this. I know because of the previous one, that 6.5. That did a bunch of damage. I'm sure that when they had this next one come through, that really, really dropped a bunch more places, and that is a lot further inland. So hopefully, people are okay, and most of these people are used to earthquakes, but like I say, not that magnitude. That is huge. So anyway, let's get back to Iceland. I'm just going to unzoom that a little bit and leave it there so I know where I'm at. And we'll get back to Iceland. And of course, this is the Siggy Fisher for those new people sitting on the sides there. That is our wonderful Siggy Fisher, and it is in the northwestern corner of Maradalier Valley on the Rykens Peninsula. And as you can see, it is, what is it, 8 p.m. There right now. It has been raining there all day. I've been watching the raindrops on the camera, and it's unfortunate, but there's a reason I was watching the camera. And I was waiting in anticipation, but I don't want to burst people's bubble. This is what we were seeing on our harmonic tremor chart. And that, of course, is an upward slide that is just tremendous. And I'm going, okay, are we going to get an eruption, or is this thing just going to boom right back down? But we don't know that yet. It looks like it is still holding up there quite well, and we're going to have to have a look. Now, one of the things that I was looking for is to see what would have triggered this. Is there an association with this? Something along the way that would have caused it to start going back up. The other thing that I checked into, of course, was, is it here? Because I couldn't find any quakes or any little tremors or anything that really would have keyed this thing in and done something with it. So I really don't know. But let's take a look down here at the Grindavik chart, and we'll have a look. There's Grindavik, and it is doing exactly the same thing. And it looks like almost on this one that this is the trigger here, but it's so hard to tell because it started going back up here. So I don't know what the circumstances are, and we seen a stall here, and then it continued on. So it's really, really hard to say what is actually going on and what's pushing it. And of course, like I say, this being Grindavik, and that has gone up pretty much the same amount as what we've seen at the Eruption. So that makes me wonder what the heck is going on. Where's this coming from, right? We'll come back to this chart here, and actually, let's go there now. I'm going to go to Grimsey, and that was one of the ones I thought about. We should show that one, just so you guys can see. And there's the island of Grimsey, the chart. And wow, look at this, with all those quakes there, off the scale, off the scale, off the scale. Love it. But things are starting to calm down there. So it almost looks like this is coming in waves. And that is kind of interesting, that this is kind of a wave propagation here. And I have to kind of wonder what we got going on. Because if that is in fact waves coming in of, whether it's movement of magma, the bell ringing from the other side of the globe, and it's finally getting here, I have no idea. Because we did have those bigger earthquakes. Of course, we've had, 3 now over there, and that were fairly big. And looking at these, I'm wondering if that has something to do with it. Who knows? But anyway, that's just me asking questions. It's not me supposing anything or saying, hey, this is what it is. It's just, it makes you curious. What is causing it? Is there a potential for the magma to be energized or excited when the bell rings? In other words, we get one of those massive earthquakes. That's something you got to wonder about. And we know it. The wave patterns propagate out just like if you throw a rock into a still pond and you see those ripples, right? So it is kind of what it is. Anyway, yes, that is what we're seeing right now. Welcome, Sharon Stewart and Mona Alfano, also here. Good to see you. Anyway, that's what we've got right now. But I want to pop over to the earthquake charts, or earthquake maps, I should say, and we'll zoom out a little bit. We'll take a look. The numbers are way down. Okay, way down. In the last 24 hours, 346. So as far as, we're no longer in those thousands anymore. We've dropped way down. And that makes a big difference in what's going on. But let's look here and see if we had anything that was really a catalyst for our rise in what it's doing. And we had that big one here on this side. It was actually I do believe it was a 2.4 or 2.5 that we had. I'm not sure if it was over here. I think it was actually here somewhere. Let me see if we put this, where do we get it? Let's put it, oh, that's the wrong place. No, hang on. I want to, oh, this one, I don't think I can switch to 2 days here. I got to figure out how to do that on this one. No, that's kilometers, and this is magnitudes. Oh, I guess I'll have to, oh, here, 15 day? No, why does that come up like that? That should have days in there. Okay, well, we won't worry about that part. Let's just take a look here first and see what we've got. So our volcano, of course, is right down here. This guy, Meridania Valley. This is the fissure. And of course, this is our Ragnar and Bob and the previous chain. They've called it all Fraggrafjall, just to make it easier for them. So I guess that's what they want to do. Anyway, looking at this, 5.9 kilometers down on this 0.37 from 5:09 a.m. Not very big. Makes you wonder. I don't think that would have had any influence on the upward trend. 0.38, 1.1 kilometers down, and 6:17. So that's kind of a good sign. That is actually quite shallow, 1.1 kilometers. And when we get over here, we see a 1, and that is from a 2053 yesterday, and it was 2.1 kilometers down, and that was a 1.08. So if that was from yesterday at 2053, and it was at 2.1, and then we see some increase here. Roughly 6-7 hours later, is it possible we've got magma coming up the pipe slowly? This is something I'm wondering, because we're seeing some rumbling there, but we haven't seen anything else anywhere else. This is too deep, this one. So what's going on, right? And this is something just to think about, a little brain tease in a way, I guess. Anyway, looking at other areas around here, this one 5.4 kilometers down, 0.68, very small. Not going to worry about that guy. 0.69, 3.3 clicks down from 246 this morning, and then we had another 1.34, 6.3 kilometers down, and that was 219, and then a 1.31. A little deeper, 7.5 kilometers down at 8:09, and that is kind of the story for the actual peninsula there. Well, we did have a little bit bigger ones in this area over here, but again, I don't know if that's any kind of a catalyst. These things are fairly far down, 7.8 kilometers down for this 2.06 from 8:11. And our chart was already well on the way up at that point. So, I don't think it has that much of a role in it. 0.3, 7.3 kilometers down, 1905 was the time on that guy, and then we got a couple more here, just 0.57. 7.8 clicks down. The other one is 6.8 clicks down from 916, and very small. So not sure if we're going to have anything happen there. This area here, of course, very common, and 1.5 kilometers down, 1800 was the time on it, 0.7, and we've always get quakes there, whether it's right there or on the edge here. So it's a known zone for quakes, but no lava coming out of there anywhere, unfortunately. And we have this little spot up here is continuing, and let's see, latest one, 5.4 kilometers down for this 0.8 from 1557. We had a 2.2 in there, that was the biggest one, 7.34, and that was from 412. Again, is there something happening underneath there? We don't know. 6.2 clicks down for this 1.79, or just about a 1.8, and 3:48 a.m. Don't know if that's going to mean anything to us, but hey, those keep going. We're going to keep an eye on them because we do have volcanoes over there for some reason. Go figure, eh? Must be Iceland. There's volcanoes everywhere. You know, and I always ask the question, how old is Iceland? And I always seem to get that NASA answer, never a straight answer. But you know, when you're looking at Iceland, is it 16 million years old? What parts were new? When did things happen, right? So there is some geological history that I'd love to see, but unfortunately the time span isn't really there to check into that. Anyway, this guy here, 1.29, 3.3 kilometers down, 6:44 a.m. And then he's got some friends here, 1.06, 7.2 clicks down, and 2106, and then we've got a 1.14, 8.1, or just about 8.2 kilometers down, 2149 yesterday. Nothing to really worry about with those. Katla had a couple more fresh ones, and that is always interesting. These aren't right there. Yesterday we had them in this area. Today they're a little further south. Let's look at some of them. Actually from yesterday, 2052, 1.12, and only 911 meters down. This guy is 0.62, 135 meters down, and it was 846. And again, it's hard to tell what's going on underneath there. We also see 4:10 a.m. and we had a 1.32 and 0.135 or 135 meters down. And looking at that guy, we got 39 minutes after midnight, 0.62, and again 135 meters down. So those again are right around Katla, and that is that guy right there. And of course that's sitting on a snow cap, so that may be down underneath the snow. We don't know. Looking here, we got a stray. We just want to see what this guy is. 1.39, and that is 7.8 kilometers down from yesterday at 2057. I don't think that's going to mean much. This year's no, that's not. I thought that's Grimsbotn, but Grimsbotn is here, so Bardabunga there. Let's take a look at Astia real quick, and that is 7.5 kilometers down for 0. That happened at 1932, and a point, hang on, I clicked on the wrong one there. There we go, 0.9, 9.8 kilometers down from 1153. And then he had some friends over here, and 1.3, 3.2 clicks down, and 1606 on that guy. Then the 1.1, 5.4 kilometers down, and 17:49 was the time on that. Not going to worry about the other little ones there that are fairly new, but anyway, getting up into the Grimsey mess, and there's the island of Grimsey, and they are close to a lot of this stuff, but we've had some good sized quakes yet in here. Some of them are very deep, some are very shallow, and it is very, very odd to see that unless we have something actually coming up. Anyway, this 3.31, 14:37 was the time on it, and 15.55 kilometers down. We also had this 2.9, 16.899 or 16.9 clicks down, 14, what was it? 14:37 is the time on that one. Then there's a couple other ones in here. Let's see. Nope, I didn't click on the right one. Let's try that one. 3.08, 15.5 kilometers down, 14:37 as well. So those kind of happen at the same time, but they're all fairly deep. I'm wondering if some of these are more shallow over here. Again, 15 kilometers down on that 2.1 from 9:30 this morning. Let's see, this 2.48, 16 kilometers down from 15:07 for 2.48. How about this guy? And this is a lot more shallow, right? 2.5 kilometers down for this 2.1 at 16:54. Just take a few samples of these other ones here. Ooh, that's even better. 800 meters down at 1.3 at 15:18. Let's see what this guy is. 1.1 kilometer down, 1.4, 18:41 was the time, and gives you a pretty good idea that things are coming shallow in some areas. 0.8 kilometers down for the 1.3 from 15:18. And let's see, grab this one a little deeper again, 5 kilometers down for a 1.2 from 16 minutes after 12 noon. And let's just take a little sample here, 5.3 kilometers down on this one from 12:55, and 1.5 there, 1.1 kilometers down from 8:30 this morning. We'll grab this other new one, 1.1 kilometer down for this one from 15:04. So we got kind of a mixed bag in here. Some of the stuff is fairly shallow, and some of it quite deep, and it really kind of makes a guy wonder what's going on underneath there. Are we seeing a magma chamber filling up, and is it starting to rise? We're not seeing too many intermediate quakes. We're seeing them at 12 to 15 kilometers down, and then we're seeing them above 5 kilometers. So what's going on? Why is there none kind of in between? And a guy has really got to work that out, because if there is lava coming up or magma, it's got to be there somewhere, right? Anyway, don't know if it's going to do its thing, but keeping my fingers crossed. Hope that we do get a submarine eruption there, as well as another eruption on our wonderful Siggy Fisher. I'd really like that. It would be great. Let's see, Grandma B is here, as well as Kirsten Chaplin. Welcome, you guys. MG 2431. Glad to have you on board as well. And let's see, did I miss anyone else sneaking in the door? Storm Chaser 1211, welcome. Sharon Stewart, I hear you. All right, thank you. I think Gabby is here as well. Welcome back, Gabby. Alan Coker made it in. Welcome, Alan. Glad to have you on board. And I think we're good with people for right now. Just wanted to say hi to those good people. Anyway, like I say, it's very interesting to see what's going on. But anyway, we're going to pop it back over to that harmonic tremor chart for those people who are just popping in here. And it really is kind of fascinating to see that chart rise the way it is. And for me, I'm going, yes, 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 keep going, but don't disappoint me. I don't want to see it go down. And of course, I've refreshed it millions of times, and there we are actually seeing it starting to decline here. Still going up here, and the green perhaps, but I don't know what's going to happen here. We're going to have to see, because the blue got up to this point, and then it started dropping again. Hoping it's going to go up, and that is what we want to see. And of course, the one in Grindavik, and that is the other one. Oh, did I go too far? No, I didn't. Grimsey, we looked at Grindavik there. So yeah, that one is kind of leveling out as well. And I don't know what's going on. So going to have to keep an eye on this in the next few hours. That's going to tell us, actually probably within an hour or so, we should know if this is going to continue upward or if it's going to head back down. It may just have a little stall here and then go back up. Fingers crossed, right? And you know, it's one of those things. We'll see how things transpire. But that's our baby. We're waiting for it to erupt. I want to see lava. I need lava. All right, seeing that, let's carry on to our other locations, and we'll head over and have a look at the Azores. And I was going to say, hey, I'm showing my picture, but no, that's not my picture. That is still daylight there, which is really cool and amazing. We can actually see it. Anyway, you see the harbor down below here and a little bit of the town. You can't really see Pico Island. It's pretty much in the clouds here, but clouds and haze. You can see, however, Mount Montana up there, and that is the top of an old volcano. And of course, we are over here on the island of São Jorge, or if you're saying it in Spanish, I guess it would be São Jorge, if I said it right. So hopefully I didn't butcher it too much. Anyway, there's kind of a gloomy shot of our cove, and what we usually look at here at the cove is to see how much white water we're seeing down on the bottom. Right now it's poor visibility, so I don't think we can really see too much. I don't see too much white water though, so it may be a fairly calm seas, which is probably good for the area. Blue Moon, welcome. Portuguese, not Spanish. Okay, sorry, my bad. They're close. Yeah, Portuguese, different language, absolutely. They have their own wonderful language. And let's have a look and see what we've got for earthquakes there. So I want to change that to a wider view. There we go. And for the 18th, so we have 3 showing so far here. One of 43 this morning, and there's a 1.5, and then we have a 2.1 from 8:48, and then we also have a 2.0 from a 13:06, and that is what is indicated on this map, and those are the 3 that are right on the island. And we'll pop it on here and have a look at this a little bit better. I'm going to refresh this so it is up to date, and we will take a look at the other quakes in that area as well. And of course we are seeing a couple of them right there. We see from 18 hours ago 2.1, and that is sitting right in that caldera down on the bottom here. And of course Eurasian plate is there, and then down here is the African plate, and then this is your mid-Atlantic ridge, and that's the North American plate. Anyway, zooming in a little bit, we do see this other one here 22 hours ago, and that was a 2.0 west of Freyal Island. Oh boy, tongue is having trouble today. Anyway, It's there 22 hours ago, and kind of on one of those fissures, so it doesn't surprise us that we see a little bit of shaking. On this one, they're showing 4, so 7 hours ago, 2.4. We have 19 hours ago, 1.9. 23 hours ago, 1.6, and then we have 12 hours ago, 2.4. So a little bit extra compared to the other one, but that might be just a time clock thing. And again, here we see the depths. None of them are right at the surface today, and the 2.1 is the only one that is 1 kilometer down. The other ones were fairly deep. Makes you wonder what we got going on down there. So hopefully we'll see what's happening in the future, and those guys will have less and less quakes, and things will simmer down, and we won't see any volcano there. That would be the ideal thing for the good people there anyway. So all right, I will leave the Azores, and we'll head to, well, okay, we got bad visibility in most of those places. I was going to say we'll head to this one, but you guys all know which one that is, eh? Popocatépetl. And we'll talk about that when I get back from the break. I'm going to put you back on some Icelandic canned lava, and this was canned on the 4th of August. And of course, it's a fine vintage, and please enjoy it while I go have my break. Anyway, for those good people who are here, if you haven't yet hit that like button, please do consider doing that. It really does help us out with the YouTube analytics. And of course, for all those others who have not jumped into the chat, if you're new, you do need to be subscribed for at least 1 minute before you can chat in the chat box. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'm going to take a 5-minute break or thereabouts, and I'll be back. Keep smiling. Thank you. And I am back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX live stream. Thank you, Sue and Kevin and the dancing people and the echo. And welcome, Irish Monk, and thank you very kindly for paying the big fella at the door. And which woman is with you? Glad that you're on board, and I hope the monkus is doing well. And anyway, glad to have you all on board here. And let's see, what are we going to get at? We were looking around. We took a look at the Azores. We had a look at our wonderful Iceland. I was going to look at Popocatépetl, but let's go back to Italy for a second. Something weird that actually happened, and I don't know what happened. You see that page? And that, of course, is all the weather cams from our wonderful Weather Sicily have apparently got problems with terms of use. This video has been removed for violating YouTube's terms of service, and I'm kind of wondering what the heck they did, because that is weird. But just that was right after I finished with my video. So here's what it looked like in at Mount Etna today, just so you can see what it was. And this will probably be the last time lapse for a little while till they get their site going again and figured out. Anyway, we are seeing some smoke coming out of one of the vents up on the top of Mount Etna, a little bit on the weird side, but seismic activity and everything is still on a fairly low level, so I don't know what the heck is going on there, but it is neat. And yeah, exclusive coverage by Doc. Yep. I guess for what we seen there, I guess that would have been about it. I don't think anybody else would have had that. Anyway, Diane Craig, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Daryl R. is also in the house. Nice to see you, as well as James Bong. And let's see, did we? You must pay the monkey ones, family in Sicily. Oh, yeah, the Sicilian ones. All right. Yeah, we'll get right on that. Oh, a little bit of fun there. Anyway, yeah, so I figured I'd throw that time lapse together. I did that this morning, and I thought it was kind of, at least we can see what it looked like and how it clouded over. And you wouldn't have been able to see anything right now anyway, because of exactly what we're seeing develop there on the screen. When it did go off, it was a very, very poor visibility and shot. So, but that's kind of what it did this morning, and all good. Let's see. The swim line was to from somebody's having steak. Okay, yeah, I like it. All right, so that at least gives you an idea what we've got going on there in Italy, or Sicily, I should say. But anyway, we wanted to get over to the other one that's very difficult to see because of all the tropical storms that they've been receiving. And of course, that is Popocatépetl. And unfortunately, we have absolutely no visibility of it today at all. It was just absolutely horrible there. No morning time lapse where we could see it. It's been cloudy all the way through, and that is on this camera. This is the other camera, and I was just not able to see a darn thing. And I was hoping that we could see somewhere along the way we would be able to see the mountain itself, but no such luck. So Popocatépetl in the clouds today, and that is what we've got. Moving on, and actually, look, you can see it. It's down on the bottom. Never mind. This one here, just as bad. And let's see if that's okay. Yeah, that should be all right. Let's see if we can. It's not quite as bad. We can see a little bit here. If we, well, I want to go right here or thereabouts, and move it ahead just a few seconds, and maybe a little bit more. I went too far back. I'm advancing it 10 seconds at a time here, just to get it to the little eruption that it had. So it started cooking, and then all of a sudden, there we go. I'll let that go. So this is some pretty darn good fireworks coming out of Fuego. And of course, Fuego is in Guatemala. And that is a pretty awesome shot coming out of there. That's a lot of energy, just, you know, being shot out. So that's kind of what we see. What a few drops of olive oil, gold in all we ask. Oh, okay. I wish it was golden. I wish it was in color. Anyway, that's kind of what we were seeing earlier. This was at 5:16 a.m. In Guatemala time. And that actually looked pretty darn good to see that top of that mountain covered up in wonderful lava, and really didn't mind it. Moving on a little bit, and let's see if we can locate. There's a couple other spots. That actually lasted for a little while. I think it actually might have had a second little shot in there as well. But yeah, it did. This, hang on. Get it to the right spot. This is the second one. This is just a little bit later, and very close to the same time, but another nice shot. So fairly heavy duty. This time it really threw the material all the way to the backside here. That's a long way for the lava bombs to be going. When you look at that, the distance from here to over here, that is probably 500-600 yards, or 500 meters. So not a safe place to be anywhere in the top here, with this thing shooting that material out at that rate. So still looks pretty awesome, and it's almost like the volume when it's erupting, these last few bursts here were higher than normal, and that's always interesting. Maybe we will see some really heavy duty eruptions coming out of Fuego. And it did do, let's see if we can get, there's kind of a golden time here. When we see it like that, you know, you always have to go, okay. But I wish we could see it flaming. Something coming out when it's in that state. We did have a little puff here, and it really wasn't as big as the earlier ones. If it was, it certainly didn't show it on this side. We do see the material rolling down the hill, which is pretty awesome, and some extra clouds here still dissipating from earlier. And let's see if we carry on a little bit. There were a few more of those right here. This one, there was that kind of a double shot, I guess, if you want to call it that. Let's back that up a little more. Yeah. Okay. There we go. That's right at the start of this one. So it looks cool, but you know, it really is coming out fairly slow today on some of the shots. Others are coming out with super high pressure, and I'm wondering if it's rebuilding its own chambers down below or something. I'm not allowed to go to Iceland until next spring. I have a boss. Oh, I think you need to get your leg healed up there first, Irish, before you even consider doing any of that. Um, anyway, I'm advancing this. There we go. Trying to get that plume to go. And yeah, we see it there. I don't know. This thing seems to have different power levels at certain times. And again, you know, there's always different influences. When this thing shoots out a big eruption, um, you know, does that actually end up making the tube or pipe bigger on the inside when it comes out at very high velocities? And then in turn, the next ones are a little bit easier, that kind of thing. It really makes you wonder what is going on with the mechanics of it. But hey, who knows? Anyway, let's see what else we got. Then a little further down the road there, it kept on puffing out. And I'm just wondering where we ended up. Yeah, it was about just about here where we ended up in the clouds. So by 8 a.m. It got pretty cloudy. And then after that, it was offline for a little while and in the clouds ever since. So that is what we see there. Let's take a quick peek at a couple other ones a little further south. Down in Nicaragua, Cerro Negro, and there you can see some of the off-gassing happening coming out of the crater. But really I'm not seeing that much activity there. Unfortunately, sometimes it looks really nice, but at least we see the it's smoking, doing its thing. Next one here is Messiah volcano, and Messiah is continuing, and this thing is pretty steady with its output. So we see the pluming, of course, and at nighttime you can see the glow in here, which is pretty cool. I'm still checking every day here to see when, if they ever get that camera that they have in the caldera, if they get working again, because I'd like to have that shot in there rather than this one, and it would be pretty cool. And let's put it back to Popocatépetl. We'll carry on to our next volcano, and we have kind of the same dilemma. And let's see. Can't see a thing. There we go. You see it? Merapi. Merapi is not happy. Merapi has been in storms for quite a bit of time. There were a few hours of visibility, but very, very poor. That's about 3 hours and 45 minutes ago, roughly. And when we go back, we didn't see anything really that was any kind of eruption or anything like that. Very, very difficult to see through all that haze and the out of focus shot. So nothing there. Popping over to New Zealand for a minute, we do see, well, we don't see Mount Ruapehu, which is hiding underneath all this nice fluffy cloud work that is trying to replenish the snow, I think. I just want to see if we can back up a little bit here and have a look. There we go. You do see the base of it, but I don't think we're going to see much more of it other than that. And yeah, that's about it. A nice moon shot up there. Crescent moon, I like it. Okay, so yep, that's about it in the wee hours at 5:53 a.m. Their time. That's what it looked like. Unfortunately, it's under the clouds right now, so we can't tell what's really going on. And let's put that back onto a Merapi and go over to a Semeru. Semeru looks like it's in a wonderland. And it looks a little bit out of focus. Yeah, that's as good as it's going to get. But yeah, that's what it is there right now. 3:52 a.m. We do see a wonderful glow at the top of the mountain, and that is awesome. I like that part. And I'm not sure if we're going to see eruptive material coming out, but that glow, I think, just happened recently. If we go back a little bit, I think we can see where it actually started. That's about 16, 17 minutes ago. It wasn't there. Well, we see a little bit of it, but if we advance, we know we had some clouds come through, and then all of a sudden it got a lot brighter up top. Let's see if we can make that go here. I think I might have gone back too far. There was the flash. Let's go back. Okay, so that's where it kind of erupted a little bit, and that stayed lit for the most part. So they got a decent shot of lava up in the top of the cone, and that's kind of what we were seeing. And that's at 3:40 a.m. their time. That's about, what is it? About 12 minutes ago when that happened. And there you can see the ash plume starting to build up. Unfortunately, it's not the greatest of shots, but at least we can see what's going on there. And not bad. Okay, so I'm putting that back to, well, I'll advance it a little bit, 5 seconds at a time, and then you see that cloud moving in. But if we put it back to live, that cloud, well, yeah, more clouds coming in. We're going to lose visibility there too. That doesn't surprise me, right? And Indonesian volcano monitoring, I don't think they've got Krakatau up. No, they don't. So that is kind of what we've got. I like volcanoes that are lit too. I like the ones that are lit and leaking. In big swaths of a molten everything that comes out of there. Would be awesome to see. But we're not seeing that today. It is what it is. The next place on our agenda is a place where we always like to go, and that is Japan. And Sakurajima hiding in the clouds. Of course, they've got a typhoon on top of them. That's why you don't see any boats here. They're all hidden in behind the island, out of the weather. Although it doesn't look like it's all that rough here. They could have possibly left their boats here. We haven't seen it really violent or stormy in this area. So, I mean, it is stormy, but at least it's not overly whopping. Oh, there we can see some white caps. So, yep, definitely a little bit on the rough side out there in the water. And you can see the waves breaking out there as well along that whole line. Of course, can't see the volcano at all. And no ice cream boats. They canceled them until the storm is over. So, sorry. No ice cream today, you guys. Isn't that, I know it's bad. And just if you're curious here, let me get that weather shot on the screen here, just so you can see where that is sitting right now as far as the storm. So this is our weather map. There's the bottom end. This is where our volcano is, right here. And it's 26, 27 degrees. And that is where that storm has moved. And that is going to continue to move upward, I think, into the Sea of Japan. So that is what they are experiencing there right now on the bottom end. And of course, the bottom side of that storm is when all that really bad stuff starts to get in there. And by the way, there's another one building here, right beside Taiwan, as if they haven't had enough trouble already. So it's storm after storm and earthquake after earthquake. Not a nice place to live. Anyway, I'm back here. It is what it is, and it's unfortunate. Let's see, where am I? I need to find my right screen here. And there we go. And we'll see if we can see anything at ASO. And nope, ASO is out. No ASO at all. And ASO is in the dark, and we're not going to see it today at all. If I go back 11 and a half hours, we could see it. There it was, right there, sort of. But it's raining cats and dogs there, so that is what we've got going on at ASO right now. And let's see, I just got an Oktoberfest pictures, and okay, yeah, Tom is enjoying himself at Oktoberfest apparently, and it looks like he's having fun there. All right, he's looking at beer stuff. I'm just, he sent me a couple of pictures here. I'll show those later. But right now we're just going to work on the volcano part. Pardon me. Anyway, it is break time, you guys. So I am going to take a break. We'll get you back on some canned lava for right now. And when we get back from the break, we will definitely have our bacon seeds. And that would be really, really cool. Hey, Tom, welcome. I'm glad to have you on board. And we'll see what we can do to load those pictures up in a bit and go from there. But for right now, for all those good people who are here, if you haven't hit that like button yet, please, if you can, if you're enjoying the show, do that. And also, if you are new and you want to subscribe, and you can chat, who was it that clicked the wrong button and unsubscribed but resubscribed? I can't remember who it was, but I guess it was all fixed, so it's all good. Anyway, that happens, and it's a good thing you caught it, so otherwise you can't chat, right? Anyway, very good. I'm going to go take that. It was Mona. Poor Mona. It happens. No worries. No, it was not Kim Jong-un, DJ. That's, it wasn't. All right, I'm your host, DrFox2000, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. We'll have our bacon seeds. Keep smiling, watch the lava, and I'll throw the music back on. And I am back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you guys on board. It is wonderful to be here. Anyway, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And of course, you're watching VolcanoX on the live stream. And thank you for the welcome backs from Kevin Williams and Sue Hayes and Trevor T. Wonky Donkeys here, and Peter Greenleys. Welcome and thank you. And Kevin Haynes and Kananaskis Country also saying welcome back. Lizoid also here. Good. What? I was eating shrimp cocktails. Holy Batman, living the high life. Anyway, Sharon Stewart, of course. Hey, Dr. Fox, I hear you. Excellent. Excellent. Anyway, I won't make the same mistake I did yesterday. It is bacon seed time. We'll go there right now. And let's get at it. So, there you go. That was the last one from yesterday. And that was the munching affair of all of those guys. Anyway, let's see what we've got for today's bacon seeds. Compliments of Piggy, of course. And we'll start out with this guy. I hope he looks a little tired behind the wheel there. I don't know about having him driving. Could there be something going on? We'll have to check. But nice to see that little guy. That is awesome. And yep, you're back in time. It's a racing piggy, and there we go. Here's another piggy shot. This is farmer piggies, and they're getting their tractor ready to go out and till the fields, I think, or something. Hold it, wait. They got their trailer upside down, or do they? They have to hook it up yet. Anyway, milk drunk. Uh-oh. That's horrible when they get milk drunk. That's pretty nice. Tractor crew, yep, you bet. Anyway, let's move on to the next bacon seed. And I hope they're not drinking and driving. That looks like a wonderful beer. And yeah. Okay, pig. I think you're a little too young to be drinking. And hang on. That's Tom, and he's having an Oktoberfest. No? I don't know if there's a resemblance. Impersonating Tom? My type of pig. Okay, well, if that is your type of pig, let's see what we can do here. Give me a second. I gotta do this. We'll see if we can grab this real quick and save that somewhere. And where are we? Okay, there. And we'll see if we can do this. Oktoberfest. Okay, I just want to save that picture and then load it up real quick and see if we can do a comparison. So let's find out if these are the same individuals. And image, and let's see, go here, and I hope you don't have any objections to me showing that, Tom. Are you okay with that? Actually, I should ask you first before I do show the jug and the German gear. And I don't know if it saved the picture or not. I was trying to find it here and it didn't look like it saved it. Unless it put it somewhere else. Hang on. Oh, no, it didn't. You're okay with it? Okay, let's see if I can redo this here. Why did it not save? Let me try that again. And it did save it. Why am I not seeing it? Oh, it's a different kind of a file. That's why. I need to save it as something else. Okay, I need to open it. Okay, that doesn't want to open. Nope, don't replace it. Cancel that. We're not showing that right away. Never mind. We have technical difficulties. It is a different type of picture, so something my software doesn't support, so I have to change it over, and that'll take me too long to do. So let's just leave this guy right in the middle here. We'll carry on. We'll check those out later. Anyway, here we got this little guy. He was on the Harley Route 66, and he was hiding in the background there. And that is all. I want to see Tom. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll see what we can do. I'll save it because it opens. I just got to save it and as a different format, and we'll see what we can do. Anyway, that little guy looks not bad, and of course we have this wonderful one, close-up shot, smiles, fuzzy hair, young, very, very a little tiny guy. You know, the kind that you go, ah, yeah, there you go. And that is a beautiful little piglet, and we like it. Okay, next little bacon seed, and we'll get to this one. And I think we might have seen the selfie one before, but still looks fuzzy and nice and pink-nosed and cute and smiley and everything. So that is our bacon seeds for today, you guys. And that is awesome. I'll see what I can do to get that comparison shot on the next break here. We'll see if we can put that together for you guys, and we'll go with that. So fuzzy and was he? What? Yeah. How fuzzy was he? He was very fuzzy, was he? Old piggy in a piggy a towel. Yep, I gotta keep it right. Okay, let's move on. We'll see what we can find at some of the other volcanoes. And of course, I was going to take you to Alaska real quick, since we haven't looked at that for a little while. But I may have another picture in the way there, but we'll talk about that one as well. First, of course, this is the shot I showed yesterday there about Home Reef volcano in Tonga. And of course, the bottom right hand side there, you can see that was from August 1st. There was no island. And of course, as things progressed, September 14th, that is what we seen there. And it has built up some land. And I haven't seen any new ones yet, so hopefully it will continue to build, and then you know, I can start selling that real estate seriously. So that would be pretty cool. Okay, moving on to Alaska real quick, and this is our good friend Semi, and that picture is actually from the 12th, because we haven't been able to see it very well since then. So that's all right. At least we kind of get a look at them. This one here, Great Sitkins, and that was from, when was that from? It looks like the 11th. So they are really doing poor with their photos. This one was from the 12th. Wow. And I know I looked through the video that they have on each one of these, and you just can't see anything. So it's all that bad weather that they've got up there, and we know that that massive low is bringing in all kinds of clouds right in the area where it's mixing with the warmer temperatures, so of course moisture all over the place. And we'll leave that be. I wanted to just double check and see if Ta'al is still offline, or if he's got his thing going. No, Ta'al is still offline. Both of them, Ta'al Meditation and Madame Rutsa. So they're both not working right now. We'll leave that be. We'll carry right on and move a little further over, and that is back to the United States, of course. And I'm trying to find that screen. There we go. And that is Yellowstone National Park in, I guess it's in Wyoming for the most part, but some of it goes into Montana as well as Idaho. Pretty cool. Dr. Fox, do we have a picture of, no, actually, we don't, Sue. Cleveland volcano. I'll see if I can find one later, but we'll work on that. We'll see if there is one, but I think right now it'd probably be in the same state as the other ones, where we can't really see it because of the storms in the area and stuff. But we'll take a look. Did I say hi to Paul Williams? Welcome. Glad to have you on board. And of course, so that is Yellowstone National Park. That's pretty awesome. And we'll keep going though. I do see a bunch of bipedal figures wandering around. They're too far away from the camera to recognize, and they are moving fairly swiftly. So I don't know if they are Sasquatches or humanoids or something. But anyway, we see them on the catwalks or sidewalks, and that is pretty awesome. We do see a bunch of steam rising out of a lot of these different geysers, and of course there are over 500 different geysers there in Yellowstone National Park. That's active geysers. And some have done things where you know, they've taken data from a geyser from 30 years ago or 35 years ago, and use that data to say, oh well, look at what happened to this one geyser. The whole thing's going to blow, you know. And I just kind of shake my head. Doomsday sayers, we have too many of them, but it's one of those things. Anyway, we'll leave Yellowstone be. We'll move on and take a look at Hawaii. And of course, that picture was from 1846 last night. And that is, of course, the lava pond that is in the Kilauea crater. And that is all we're seeing right now in that shot. Lava tube is allowing it in at this end, and it flows in nicely. And there have been drain spots. So right here where you see it a little bit brighter along the edges, there's gases bubbling up, breaking the hardened top shell of lava that's been exposed to the air. And of course, the bubbles are strong enough to break it up. And that's due to the lava going down into lava tubes, and the gases, of course, naturally want to go back up and pop through. Anyway, you can barely see our toe area over there. That's a little small round pit that you normally see, and it's not there. We'll leave it there. We're going to refresh that picture, take a look and see what it looks like right now. Oh, no, thank you. I don't want a survey. Anyway, a toe area. Oh, look at how deep that is. That's at least 3 meters or so in depth, if not more, 4 or 5 meters. Very deep. We're seeing almost 2 meters missing on this end here. That lava level is way down. It does look like this end is still quite a ways up. And that makes me wonder, have we had a shift in how this thing is structured? Is this area here lifted up a little higher than what this area is? Has this sunk down maybe? Or has this risen and this has stayed put? That's the other question. So it's kind of very, very interesting. Philomena, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Anyway, beautiful lava pond. We see the extra spots here where the bubbles are coming up, breaking up the crust, and of course that's where it's draining out. It's draining out faster than it's coming in, obviously. Otherwise, we'd have a higher level. Shot from last night, and that was at 1855. You can see the primary vent is right there. And of course our lava pond showing up fairly well at the right time of day. Going to refresh that one as well. Quite smoky there. Hard to see the main or primary vent, but we do see the lava pond. Some smokers here, and then of course along the side here where we likely have fresh lava getting in contact with some of the older material from the caldera. And that is creating some smoke. And then of course a few more other spots. This guy over here, I don't know if that actually sloughed off or not. We'll have to wait till 2 Pineapples gets out there and actually takes another look at this area, because that looked like it was going to crack, or it was already cracked open. Looked like it was going to break and slough off and drop down a little bit. And I don't know if it did, but we see a lot of steam and smoke there. So very interesting, right? Let's take a look at the other one here from the opposite side of the caldera. Again, a primary vent is over here. We do see a bigger glow here for a change. And of course, that is our lava pond and the toe area with the lower levels of lava in it right now. This shot, you do still see some of that smoke even at nighttime or darker conditions. Going to refresh that. So this is the current picture. This was from 11:01 their time in Hawaii. Again, you see the lava pond and the primary vent, the little vent on top of that lava tube, kind of off-gassing a bit, and then a little bit of that hornito there where the divider is. Smoke there, and then of course along the edges. And we're not seeing too much coming up right now from down below here, but that is where that other spot is, just somewhere right around this point. And like I say, I'm curious to see if that area actually did slide down into the crater a bit. We'll find out. And that's the thermal from last night. Doesn't look very impressive. We do see the primary vent, of course, the lava pond, the toe, and again around the edges still a little bit of lighter material than in here, and of course this area is kind of floating. It's a big chunk of cooler lava that is floating on top of a very large lava bed that is underneath it. And let's refresh that one and see if it's changed any. Yeah, it really hasn't changed any. That lava level actually has dropped in here according to this. This picture a little bit better though, because you can define the warmer areas around the edges a little bit more. Anyhow, the crater, of course, from the crater floor up to the lava level, it is approximately 143 meters or 469 feet. And present volume within that crater is around or possibly a little bit over 111 million cubic meters, or 29.2 billion gallons. So quite a bit of stuff in there. And of course that happened or started back in September 29th, 2021. And that's what we've got there. Quick pop over, we can get our earthquakes for Hawaii in before the break, and then we will take that other break, and I'll see if I can save those pictures real quick. Anyway, zooming in, there's our Hawaiian Islands, and we have a bunch of quakes here, so we'll do these really quickly. Start out with the one here in the water, 2.3 from 1822 yesterday, and then we'll grab this guy. This is from, oh hang on, did I say yesterday on that one? Was it yesterday's? Yeah, it is yesterday's. This one is yesterday's too, 2.1, 2353, so just about midnight there for them. 1.9 from 6:41 a.m. 1.8 from yesterday at 17:07. Then a 2.4 from today at 12:54. And then we have a 2.2, and that was from 5:47. And there we have a 2.5 from 12:51. And a 2.0 from yesterday at 21:32. And then we have this guy, 2.1, yesterday, 1914. And another yesterday from 1.8 from 1957. We'll grab this guy, 2.3 from today at 4:51 a.m. Then this guy, 2.1, yesterday, 1738 for that guy. And also 2.3 from 10 minutes after midnight. And this guy is 1.8, yesterday's 1710. This one is from today, 2:20 a.m. for this 1.8. And then we have that guy, whoop, there we go, 2.3. And that is from 2:52 a.m. And one more here, let's see. 2.4, there we go, yesterday's 1622. And then we'll grab this guy real quick up here, 1.9 from 43 minutes after midnight. Irish Monk says, put a 2C in the 1958 Pepsi cooler. Wow. Irish Monk, thank you very kindly for that wonderful super chat. I really do appreciate that. And it is just about break time, you guys. So we'll finish off the earthquakes here real quick, and then we'll do that. Anyway, thank you very much, Irish Monk. That is a wonderful €2 super chat. Awesome. You're a kind man. Anyway, we had this 1.7. Oh, sorry. Meant to say, the ones in the Pahala area are all between about 26 and 36 kilometers, roughly. So that's why I didn't read them out. It's kind of repetitive. But anyway, this one here, 0.7 of a kilometer down, 1.7 happened yesterday, 22:58, and then we had this 2.1 from yesterday as well, 21:22, and 0.6 of a kilometer down below sea level. And let's zoom out a little bit. There was an odd one here. This guy, we don't usually see him here, and this is really kind of weird. 2.2, and that was yesterday's as well, from 22:02, and it was 21.4 kilometers down. Pretty awesome. So that is what we've got there in Hawaii right now, you guys, and really, really cool and good. And we'll see what we can do with the rest of our earthquakes and all that other nice stuff. So don't go away. Gonna put you back on some canned lava here, and throw some music back on, and I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. Don't go away. We got more to come. Keep smiling and all that nice stuff. And thank you again, Irish Monk. That is awesome. Oh, hang on. What's going on here with my software? Am I stuck? What are you guys seeing on your screen right now? I seem to see something stuck on my studio screen here, which doesn't make sense. Am I even transmitting? Oh, you see the lava. Okay. Because my studio screen is showing the little piggy. This is really weird. But my my broadcast software is showing the lava. So canned lava. All right. Things that make you go, Okay, YouTube's got some issues, I think. August 4th, lava bubbling away. Okay, cool. I'm glad that's working. I thought, my God, why am I seeing that? Because my studio screen here for the XSplit sits over top of that, and I don't normally see it. And until I kind of click elsewhere on the studio screen, then I get to see the background picture. But I see there is a problem. I'll fix it. Anyway, I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so, you guys. Keep smiling, be good, and we're all right. Anyway, I'm your host, DrFox2000. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please give it a quick shot. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell notification. That way you always get a notification when it's on, when YouTube decides to send it to you. This morning, they finally sent me a message saying that I'm live yesterday. Okay, so, you know, they're at it. Anyway, I'll be back, you guys. Thanks. we go. Microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching VolcanoX, a live stream. And thank you. Oh, John Raper popped in as well. Welcome and thanks, as well as Trevor and Sue and Paul Williams and Mummy of Hamsters saying welcome back, Uncle Doc. Kevin Haynes saying welcome back as well, and thanks Kananaskis Country, and Kevin Williams, and Barbara, and speaking of Barbara, Dinkle Storm Chaser, Dutch Weather, thank you kindly for that wonderful €2 super chat, that's awesome, thank you. And oops, I was lagging. I hear you, Dr. Fox. That's okay, Sharon. I will let you. Just don't make it a habit. It's okay. Oh, anyway, before we get too far into anything else, I wanted to go take another look at our harmonic tremor chart for Iceland real quick and refresh that. And I did mention that earlier. I wanted to see what it was going to do in the next little while. And hey, I like what I'm seeing. I like what I am seeing. The dip, but it is coming back up. And this is very, very interesting. Very interesting. So I am definitely liking what I am seeing. And we're going to keep an eye on it. Welcome, Cynthia. I'm glad to have you on board. And yeah, and by the way, Tom, I tried to get that picture. I don't know why it won't open in any of the other browsers. It'll open from the email, but anyway, I tried. It didn't want to open. I'll have to try to do a screen capture and then redo it that way. But I can't do that right now. I need more time, more resources. We'll see what we can do. And anyway, not going to worry about that. But I just wanted to kind of take a peek at this and kind of be on the positive side here for a little while. And that is all good looking. And we are definitely going to be watching Siggy tonight and seeing what happens. So definitely will monitor that. Anyway, we were doing earthquakes, and we wanted to get over back to that earthquake map. There we go. And of course, when we look around, the big ones are here in Taiwan. Let's just have another look at that. But there's other ones I want to look at as well. And there we go. There's Taiwan. And here is the big quakes. So they had this one yesterday, 7:41 a.m., and that was a 6.5. That's quite shaky, very big, and definitely would rattle your bones. Next one, another big one, a 6.9, and that is a tremendous size and a much bigger. And definitely it was originally listed as 7.2 but dropped to 6.9 by USGS. A huge quake, okay, and hopefully they are okay in that area. There's all kinds of other ones around it, 5.1, 5.6, 4.5, 5.5, 4.2 there. These other ones from today as well, 5.2, 5.2, and then 4.1, 4.6, 4.7. So all of these would be ones that they would feel in that area, and definitely is not good for what's going on there in Taiwan. Hopefully those people are well prepared for big earthquakes and deal with it. The other area, of course, that is kind of popping right now is this one here, and that is kind of not very far away. That is actually in the Japanese waters there, 5.7 from 2:09 today, 5.0 from 4:05. Then we have 2:07, another 5.2, 4.5 there from 4 minutes after midnight, and one from yesterday, 23:59, or pretty much midnight. And that's what we're seeing there. And of course, this is all a subduction zone. So for us to be seeing those is not unplausible, if you will, for lack of better words. One thing I do want to point out is you take a look at where that is. That's right on the end of this big divide, okay? And that, of course, it goes all the way up and via the North Pole, and it drops back down here. And what do we got here? Another quake. And that one was from today at 11:42. And that is just off of the Jan Mayen Svalbard island area. And that is what we're seeing there. I think well, again, we're not 100% sure if whatever we had here ricocheted down the line, or are we getting something from the other side coming back and hitting here, and we'll see some more bigger activity here, or possibly something in this area. So huge quakes there, and very, very large quakes. It's hard to deal with for those good folks, but nothing we can do to stop them, unfortunately. Zooming in a little bit, here's of course New Zealand, and here's our Solomon Islands, Samoa Islands, and that is what we've got there, 5.8 from a few days ago. This one here is considered to be in Fiji, 4.6, and of course these are also the big rattlers. And this one, Vanuatu, at 7.0 from the 14th. And we had the other larger ones in here as well. 5.5, this is Solomon Islands, and that is 5.5, and there we go. And then we had another one going up the ladder here, 4.8, and that is in Papua New Guinea. So a pretty busy area, and some smaller ones along the Japanese coast. 4.8 from 20:09 yesterday, 4.5 from 12:12 noon today. So that is what is happening in that area of the world. If we slip in here, we see this guy, 4.2 in India. Then we have up in India as well here, in Thang, India. You know, the Thang. Anyway, 4.1, not overly big. And then in Piggy's area, of course, Piggy is on the island of Kos there. This is over here in Cyprus. We see a 4.3. We also know that there was this 4.1 yesterday at 12:41 in Crete. So that one, I didn't ask Piggy yet if she felt that one, but she likely would have, at least a bit of it. This one up here, I don't think she would have noticed that one, 4.5 up in Albania, so a little further away. And we really don't see any other ones that are of real interest. And there's this guy here, 4.9 Mid-Atlantic Ridge down near the bottom, and I'm sure that is probably because of these guys with creating a bunch of tension. There is also that other one right underneath it that was a little bit bigger. Let's see, there we go, 5.1, and that's kind of what we had there. Okay, leaving that alone, let's go over to the Canary Islands real quick, and we'll get that map refreshed and see what we've got going on there. Hey, Tetra, welcome. Glad to have you on board. Anyway, there we see our Canary Islands. Some flashing going on right in between. Looks like we've got something happening in between Gran Canaria and Tenerife. And this guy here, 1.6 from today, 21:29 was the time. Then we got a bunch of little ones here. Wow, they're not that little. When is this one? 30 kilometers down on that guy. Some of these other ones here, what is that? 2.2, 38 kilometers down. This is 2.1, 33 kilometers down. This one is 2.6, 33 kilometers down. So that is definitely down in the lower playground zone of where our magma should be. And that makes you wonder what's going on. 2.4, 37 kilometers down, and 2.2, 35 kilometers down, all in that same area. And those are deep. I don't think an eruption would be imminent because we don't see them coming shallow. But they're all down there, and it is very interesting to see that. Anyway, zooming into our other wonderful area, La Palma. And there we see what we've got today. And we've got, what, 4 quakes. So off on the coast, 1.6 from 5:07 a.m., 9 kilometers down, 1.3, and not very far away from that one, from 5:44 a.m., 11 kilometers down. And there we have one a little higher up on the hill, and that one is a 1.2 from 8:33, and that is 13 kilometers down. And of course this one up here way up on the hill, and that is not quite on Cumbre Vieja. That would be to the south. That's actually southeast of Cumbre Vieja by a little bit, but it's 1.4 from 21:19 today. So that is what we're seeing in our La Palma theater, if you will. Popping over to our other map, volcano map. We're going to refresh that guy and get it up to date. And let's see what we've got here. Sliding over a little bit, and there we go. So of course Astja looks just so lonely all by itself there in Iceland. We need another cone there. Somebody go start that volcano. We're going to keep an eye on it. Maybe somebody is going to start it. Those lava workers are maybe coming back or something. I have no idea. Anyway, looking at what we see, it looks pretty normal for the most part along the Ring of Fire. Nothing really new that I see. And yeah, Tolika still a yellow, Fuego and its buddy there, and Popocatépetl. They've had some more quakes out here 5 hours ago, 4.0 in Mexico, 1 hour, 18 minutes ago. 4.1, and then we had 21 minutes ago another 4. So definitely something going on there. And of course, again, this is in a subduction zone, so that is very likely that what's going on. As long as we see the earthquakes, the smaller ones is better, but you never know what's going to happen. Looking here, of course, our newest add-on on the page was the Home Reef volcano, and we've already looked at that little island that has been created by that volcano. And it is, well, technically it's no longer a submarine volcano anymore, since it is now showing its face up on the surface. So pretty cool, pretty interesting, and the rest is pretty normal here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Sliding up a little bit more, looking for something weird, and I don't see anything other than we've got that massive stack of earthquakes right there on Taiwan. And like I said before, I hope those people are okay, and I hope they were ready for those. And those are big earthquakes, so that's something to bear in mind. Looking up here, they've changed things a little bit here, and they took Chikarachi off, and we have Ibico and Alade So Alade is an orange, and that's interesting. So that's a new one right there. These other ones, Karimsky, Bezimiani, and Shivalish, still there as well. So pretty cool. Yep, Alade is a new one, and that, of course, is, I think, on its own little island. Yep, there we go. So pretty interesting. And the other one that was here, Chikoretsky, is gone. So it was a yellow, and I guess it just it's not active anymore. And looking here at the other ones, we see Herd Island is still down there. Stuff in Madagascar and Africa still all the same, nothing new. Urta Ale is there. And Mount Etna, of course, in Sicily with Volcano Stromboli and Campi. And then, of course, back to Iceland. Poor little Astja. At least if Astja was red, I'd be a little bit more proud. Anyway, looking at the time, it is actually time to take another break. So I'm going to do that before we head over and take a look at the weather. And then we'll take one last look at our wonderful chart here. And for the... actually, we'll take a look now. I'm curious. I know, it's like watching paint dry. You click too much and you don't see it. But yeah, we're still on the upswing, you guys. We're still on the upswing. And I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Let's keep fingers crossed, hoping that we are going to see something, and we'll put you back on that canned lava. I just got to make sure that we have enough canned lava left there. Yep, we do. Nothing to worry about there. Anyway, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'm going to ask, if you haven't hit that like button yet, please do consider hitting that if you're enjoying the show. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. It definitely does help us out. And hit that bell notification. That way you know when the stream actually comes on, as long as YouTube tells you, right? Anyway, let's get the music playing, and I'm going to take a 5-minute break to save my voice, and I'll be back, you guys. Don't go away. And there we go. Microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to have you on board. I see Sasha got here. Welcome, Sasha. Thank you. Hey, John Raper, 5 emojis, please. No more. All right. Just so you know, but thank you. And Sharon Stewart says, I hear you, DrFox2000. Thank you. Thanks, Sasha. And Sue and Paul Williams. All good. And Dear King. Yeah. No worries. No worries. All right. Okay. So all good. And I wanted to, well, we did take a look at that harmonic tremor chart. It hasn't changed since we looked at it last, so we're going to leave that be. I do want to go very quickly, though, over to take a look and see if we see anything at our wonderful Japanese areas there, and see what the weather is like before we get too far into things. So 7:08 a.m. we don't see a heck of a lot there. It is looking like that camera is shaking a little bit, so it is getting windier there. They are, of course, on the tail end of that typhoon going through, and that is the pretty rough waters. That's why we're not seeing any of our ice cream boats today, and I know it's a disappointment, no ice cream, but hey, what can you do when it's way too stormy? You should have a hot chocolate stand. Ice cream, yeah, there's usually an ice cream stand there. There's no ice cream today. No, definitely not. Too windy and too wavy. And yeah, some of those waves are pretty big, and that is definitely heavy duty. And I can see why they've got those blockades in there to break those waves a bunch. Otherwise, that would be hitting up on the shoreline. It is coming over those wave breaks, but yeah, that definitely is slowing the waves down, hitting the shoreline. What? Me V for me? Yeah. Okay, no worries. All right. Anyway, let's go take a look at our weather. We're going to see what we've got around the planet. I've got to get on the right screen here. Refresh that real quick so we have the latest. Looks like I'm going to get rain tomorrow in the morning, and that is what we're seeing there. Not good. But anyway, looking at our SO2 map first, see what the SO2 levels are like with all the off-gassing from some of those volcanoes. Definitely see that big plume here in Alaska going into the Bering Sea and doing its thing, and of course that is kind of pushing out into the other portions of Alaska and then following the jet stream and coming up here. So the jet stream's gone really wacko. Some of it going up, some of it going down. We see it curling around here and actually coming back up in California. So that storm off the coast here is doing a fine job. And then, of course, we've got the other storm there. But SO2 levels are pretty much normal for most part. Looking at Central America, this storm, of course, drawing some of that instead of coming straight out into the Pacific from Mexico and Popocatépetl, it's coming going north and then being pulled out. And looking at this, there's another system there, of course, just off the Honduran coast, or actually more often Nicaraguan coast, if you want to call it that. But that is where that is sitting. And that is kind of pushing that stuff up along the coastline rather than allowing it out there as well. And there's got to be another low in here somewhere. Hang on, yeah, it should be circulating. There's got to be a low right about here because it's drawing this stuff upward as well and not showing. So it's probably raining in that area, washing the skies clear. Anyway, we see this plume here. Now we know there's a big system here, and that is kind of pulling some of that stuff upward from down below here in Bolivia and stuff like that. So this material here did curl up and go out the other direction. Of course, we're still seeing some of that flowing across South America from the Chilean side, where they have both volcanoes as well as industrial stuff producing all that. A bunch of little spots here, and it's kind of odd to see that. I wonder if these are fires or something there in Brazil, and hopefully it isn't, and they're going to have a good day. Anyway, you see that going all the way out here. A big system still sitting off the coast of where what's there, Rio de Janeiro, as well as Sao Paulo. There you can see that circulation a little bit better. And let's slide out here. Ooh, look at these fancy patterns. And that is kind of neat. Not sure where all of that is coming from. Some of it from South Africa, and possibly some coming from here in the Indonesian area. Anyway, let's take a look. White Isle volcano. It's throwing out a fairly large amount of SO2 again, and that is just to the northern end of New Zealand. Looking here, looks like Melbourne and that area, Tasmania, is fairly clear. We are seeing a little bit north of Sydney, and of course that's from the coking plants, and that is going right out into the water. Out here, Tofua is still doing its thing, and we don't see the new one, and that new one should be over here, Home Reef Volcano. Yeah, I think it's right about there, and we're not seeing any off-gassing from it. Anyway, looking here, Vanuatu area still pretty normal. Same thing with what we're seeing in Papua New Guinea, and Luolatok still working away, as well as Semeru with a little help from Raoun. And then we also have Merapi in the middle, and of course Jakarta and Krakatau making this little area here. And I don't know how much is coming out of Krakatau right now. I was trying to find those charts, and apparently their website was down, so not sure what kind of numbers they've got there. A little easier from what's happening here at Ibu and Dacono. They are still throwing out a fairly large dark plume, though. And sliding up a little more here in the Philippines, we do see some of that coming from Mayon, and that would be this plume. And then, of course, very hard to tell, but I don't know how much is actually coming from Taal. Most of this is actually from Manila, so that is what we're seeing, population pollution for the most part. Here's these good people from Taiwan. They are just getting nailed. It doesn't matter what, it's either it's earthquakes or polluted air or typhoons. It's definitely happening there, and it's unfortunate. Anyway, we see here that big circulation over the bottom end of Japan. That typhoon, of course, making its way into the Sea of Japan, and probably right now nailing a good portion of South Korea, as well as Japan, of course. And looking at what we see a little further up, a lot of people pollution, and not too bad. And then this is all coming out of China, basically, and North Korea and those areas. And back to where we have our Kamchatka Peninsula. And of course, now you'd have Ibico and that, what is it, Alade, the new one. So Alade and Ibico doing their thing, creating that extra plume. And then, of course, we've got Karimsky, Shevelish, and Shevelish up here, and Bezimiani in the middle. So that is what's creating that, and we will slide over a little bit more down here. This kind of looks weird, It really does look weird as somebody's trying to send us messages. I don't know. Aliens putting the SO2 in certain patterns. I don't know. Anyway, there's the likely place where it came from, and that is in South Africa from the smelting plants that they have there. And let's see. Uh, yeah, hieroglyphics of some sort, definitely. Don't know for sure, but like seriously, and that does look like um, some old Egyptian language or something. I don't know, maybe old Japanese language. I have no idea. I'm not a linguist that way. I don't know the writing on some of those things, but that could be Egyptian, uh, definitely. Uh, anyway, getting back into what we're seeing here, okay, Republic of Congo. There we go. Um, Volcano, and of course our wonderful coking plants in the area. Ale, again, still, not again, but still covered up by the pollution in SO2 that's coming out of Saudi Arabia because of their refineries and so on for oil. Looking here at Etna, and of course our wonderful Mount Etna is kind of easing up a little, I think, and we see a little less coming off of there right now. It looks like there's more coming off of Stromboli, and perhaps a little bit of help from Volcano. And that's kind of our SO2 for that area. And of course, that unfortunately is going kind of east southeast a little bit and ending up covering Crete and a lot of the other islands like Piggies included down on Kos there. Europe not looking too bad as far as SO2 levels at all. And Iceland, the smelter is shut down for the aluminum, so we're looking pretty good there. And let's pop this over to our other stuff. Yeah, this was what we were looking at earlier, of course, that storm sitting on top of Japan. I'm going to refresh this though, and let's see if we get it to the right time. There we go. That's where it's sitting right now. So definitely moving north, and it will be in the Sea of Japan within a couple of hours. So that is kind of what we see over there. Anyway, let's get back to North America where we normally start, and not to confuse anyone. And we see up here Bering Strait, Bering Sea. Looks like that low that was sitting right here has dissipated, and we are now seeing another low. It's either that or it moved up. So what looks like a hearing aid to me, Dr. Fox, and not hieroglyphics. Okay, that could be, Trev. I don't know. Anyway, Alaska starting to cool off, as well as the Yukon and northern portions of British Columbia. We are seeing, well, colder weather up in the north, definitely changing seasons. Even here in Alberta, northern Alberta, down to the mid-teens, if you will, and that's kind of what we're seeing there. We get a little higher teens when we get down around Edmonton and that area. A little bit warmer in the south at 19, 20, 21 degrees down in the southern portions of Alberta and Saskatchewan as well. There's some actually nicer temperatures in Saskatchewan right now. Bottom end of Manitoba still seeing some good temps as well. Out on Vancouver Island, not bad, but most of British Columbia is cooling down. Sliding to the eastern side here, Ontario by the Great Lakes, lake effect keeping things a little bit warmer there. And southern end of Ontario here showing 25, 26 degrees. So not bad for them. As soon as you get to Montreal, you get into the low teens again, and we are seeing kind of a mixed bag in through Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI area. A little cooler over in Newfoundland, big difference, and there we go. So single digits, brr, Labrador, brr, brr. Anyway, let's keep going here. U.S. actually does not look so bad. We are not seeing the really warm temperatures in the west, but hey, that's okay. They have a low sitting there, bringing some of that colder air down, but that's kind of mixing in with the warmer air. So California not as hot as it could be. We do still see some reasonable temperatures there. And we slide in and see up here in the north, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, and those states actually all looking very reasonable. Then we get over and start looking at Minnesota and those places. A little bit cooler, but not so bad. And then around the Great Lakes on the bottom side here, still holding really, really nice temperatures. Hot areas today would be right in the middle of the country at 37, 38 degrees. But if we go over here, Death Valley, and thank you, Sue, and that is showing 38 degrees, 37 degrees, depending on where you go. And then, of course, southern areas showing that same kind of temperatures, 37 degrees Celsius, down in the bottom end of California. Coastal areas a little cooler, though, because of the stuff coming in off the coast. Getting into Arizona, wow, 38 degrees. That is actually hotter than Death Valley, so a lot of temperature there, and that is why everybody likes going there. There's 39 degrees. Wow. Still holding that heat. Anyway, going Albuquerque, New Mexico, coming in at 31. Wow. The Monkus and I want a good weather for New York City on Wednesday, where we meet. Okay, Irish monk, and we wow, that is awesome. 20 € super chat. Thank you very much, Irish monk. That is very kind of you. I will get over there and take a look. That is you need that for when? For Wednesday. Okay. We'll see what we can do. Let me check the map. Anyway, 34, 35 degrees, lots of warmth in Texas, and getting up a little bit more there. We see really, really good temperatures in the most of the U.S. Higher elevations here in the mountains. Kind of Ozarks, a little bit cooler, but not bad. And all the stormy stuff going on in Florida, they still have some warmer temperatures again, which is really nice for them. But we know there's still storms happening. Georgia looking not bad. And then, of course, South Carolina, North Carolina, and as we go up through Virginia and those places, all the way through Philadelphia, or sorry, Pennsylvania, I should say, and New York, starting to cool off a little bit as soon as you get up in the top areas. New Hampshire, that area, fairly warm for the most part, but we're seeing the colder weather up in Maine, and that is where we have our lower teens for the other areas. And like I say, Florida, not bad. We see 28, 29 degrees in places. There's that bad storm. I wonder where this one's going to go. This one could be apt to go up the coast a little bit more, and maybe because it's so close. The other one was out a little bit further, so Madeline could be coming up right on top of the Baja. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. And 28 degrees in Cancun, that is pretty good. But let's take a look at New York and New York City. New York right now we're seeing at 28. So that is pretty warm. That is reasonably nice weather. And if you're an Irish guy, that'll be a very hot day. And if you're from a warmer climate, that'll be an okay day. And if we look into the future, we don't see anything really bad coming there just yet. This system is going to move off, and we're going to get more hot weather coming in here. So I think you're going to be okay, Irish monk, for some warm weather up there, because this will move up and out. So we have heat below that, and that should come up yet and do fairly well for you. So there you go. Hopefully that's all right. That should be a good forecast. Fiona still going strong, and of course it is totally nailed in Puerto Rico. So hopefully those good people are okay. We see more systems building here, though. We do have circulation there, low, and then as well as out here, just off the coast of Costa Rica. And that is kind of what we're seeing right there. It may develop into another storm. Looking at the wonderful Amazon, we are seeing a lot of heat building up and down here, which is really good. And that'll help those good folks in Buenos Aires out, get up into the higher teens. Even here in Uruguay, we're seeing anywhere from about 17 to 20 degrees, maybe 15, 14 on the coast, but a lot better than what it was, and that is pretty cool. Or warm right here, very warm, 36, 37 degrees, and that's kind of a desert area there, if I'm correct. So hopefully that's all good. We see that coastline. Here's that low that I was talking about. It's still keeping the area a little bit on the cool side, but hopefully it'll warm up for them, and Rio de Janeiro will reopen the beaches for all those lovely ladies. Anyway, looking down on the bottom end of the continent, we see a low and a high, and I don't know if they're working together to bring that cold air in from both sides, but doing a fine job, looks like anyway. This high pressure off of New Zealand, that should be bringing in a bunch of warm air. It looks awful cold though in the North Island top peninsula here is 17 degrees, so fairly warm, but we get down in the main area, and we're looking at single digits in some areas, or low teens. Not so good. Same thing with the South Island, and still a little bit chilly there. And moving over and seeing what we've got, looking pretty cool there in Tasmania as well. Even Melbourne looks like it's going to be cold, so Melbourne probably coming in at 10, 11 degrees. Not good at all, and hopefully we'll see it warm up there soon. That high, I don't know if that's helping. It looks like we have a low sitting in here somewhere. If that high is there, the circulation, that's counterclockwise, right? So that would be from the high. Looks like they got a double high in here maybe. But anyway, we see this Perth getting 13, 14 degrees. A warmer air down in the middle here, but that's not so bad. This circulation going the wrong way. I'll have to work on that. Anyway, Brisbane, and that is where we see a nicer temperatures, 18, 19 degrees. Not so bad. And then we will take a look at our Philippine, Indonesian, Malaysian area here. Looking pretty normal. Bangkok coming in at a whopping, Hobart 12 degrees, thanks to Hobart down in Tasmania. Bangkok at 26 according to what the map is and what Sue brought up. So about the same, 93% relative humidity, likely raining there then. And we see what's going on here. Philippines, there's a new storm brewing right there. We've already looked at this one sitting on top of Japan, moving into the Sea of Japan, and we'll see how that works out. And keep an eye on that. And of course, they've moved all their boats and stuff there to keep them safe. Very smart of them. Going up, we see it's not bad for the most part in most of Japan, but as soon as we get out into the islands here, we see a big drastic decrease in temperature. Kamchatka Peninsula in kind of single digits, so definitely a lot colder. Bering Sea still cool as well, I guess, and that low is not friendly. That is bringing all that cold air down and dumping it into Alaska. We see some of those single digits there as well. Sliding over a bit and taking a look at what we've got, we should be starting to see some storms hitting Madagascar soon. That is about the time of year where they start. And then looking at South Africa, it's pretty much warming up. Still at the bottom end here, very cold, and Cape Town area, and just right around there, single digits, not good. Looking at India, pretty normal. Pakistan going around, Iran, Iraq, looking at pretty normal. I don't see anything really weird. It is a little cooler than it was in the height of summer, but that is all good. I'm sure they aren't minding that at all. Same thing with the Sahara, seeing 34 degrees, 35 in some spots, and up to 37, I think. So not bad, and that's what we're seeing in there. Really hasn't changed all that much, but looking at this though, you can see Europe is a lot cooler than what it was. And of course, down here where Piggy is on Cross Island, it would be at 23, 24 degrees. I think right now we'll find out what Piggy has for a temperature right near her house. And looking at it, 22 degrees. Yep. So that's starting to be chilly. Time to get climatized again, and hopefully that'll happen. We see cooler in Crete as well. Most of Greece are cooling off, and even looking at what we're seeing here in Sicily, they are starting to drop in temperature, as well as Italy. We see the higher elevations definitely going way down in temps, single digits in some places. Mind you, like I say, that's at the higher elevations. Coastal areas still holding anywhere from 18 to 25 degrees, depending on where you're going. Naples, as an example, showing here 21 degrees, so still not bad. But that's what we've got right now. Going over to Spain and Portugal. Portugal actually a very nice weather temperature-wise. Spain a little bit warm for at night in some spots. Higher elevations again dropped in temperature. Looking at most of what we're seeing here. Higher elevations just basically are colder. That's all there's to it. Looking at France, low teens and single digits, and we see in some places a little bit cooler than that even. Once we get into the Alps, 4, 5, 6 degrees down there on the French side, and then of course sliding into Switzerland, we do see some of the very, very cold temps, but Zurich still showing in at 12 degrees, not bad. And going into Austria and those places, still not too bad, but still cold. München, 9 degrees, and for your German people, 9 Grad, yeah? And anyway, so going up a little bit more, we see a little warmer in the north actually, but even Berlin, 9 degrees, and 10 in Köln, and not bad. We see here Belgium and Holland looking not bad. Low teens and down to single digits on the eastern sides. Luxembourg a little bit cooler today at 8, 9, 10 degrees. Looking at England, we are seeing not too bad temps. A little bit on the cool side. Looks a little colder in Wales, definitely colder up here in Scotland. And Irish Monkland, not bad, 9, 10, 11 degrees. So that's what's happening there. And I see that's where that system is swinging around now. If that goes a little bit more, it'll get warmer here. So that'll be good. And of course, that'll also bring warmer air into the rest of the areas, like into Scotland and those areas. Looking at the northern parts here, single digits for the most part in Denmark. Coastal areas a little bit warmer, and yeah, frigid weather up in all the way to the north here in Bur, -1, -2. 8 degrees, 9 degrees in Oslo, Stockholm, about 11 degrees. We get over into Helsinki, 10, 11 degrees as well. But the northern portions of Finland, Sweden, and Norway, definitely a lot colder. And that even includes some of the Russian areas, but that's not quite as bad. Russia does have a warm front coming in here, so they are seeing a little bit better temperatures in Moscow than they had the other day. Yesterday it was, I think, 6 degrees or something like that, so a little bit better for them. Sliding over and having a quick peek at Iceland's weather. And here we see about 9 degrees, 8, 9 on the Reykjanes Peninsula. Reykjavik coming in at about 9, 10, 11 degrees, depending on where you are. Fairly windy looking there, though. Everything seems to be moving. So a better, warmer area in the west than it is in the east. East definitely down in the low single digits. And hopefully that'll be all right for them. They'll get a little bit warmer yet, I hope. Once that low moves over a little bit more, that allows more of that warm air to flow back up from our Gulf Stream, and that should work. And that's kind of what we're seeing there. Let's pop it over to precipitation, and we'll have a quick look at that. We again see that big low here in the Bering Strait, pretty much, and dumping the cold air in, giving us the this creates the Alberta Clipper, okay, and that comes in to the Yukon, and then it ends up coming down into Alberta, and then it goes to the east here, and we always get blamed for it. Anyway, seeing definitely some snow in the Yukon, Northwest Territories, and doesn't surprise me. Even in northern British Columbia, we see some rain in northern Alberta and Saskatchewan, not too bad. Nothing out on the coast right now, so they're fairly dry. Seattle on up to even through the Queen Charlotte Islands and that, staying dry today. Moving over, Saskatchewan's got some rain, and a little bit more up in northern Manitoba, and northern Ontario definitely getting rained on, and some fog on Lake Superior, and nothing unusual there. And looking at Quebec, we see Montreal is getting nailed with a good storm there, and that St. Lawrence Seaway is probably kind of inundated somewhat as well. And even Toronto is getting some bad weather right now, but not seeing as much in the U.S. We do see this in the northern part here of just north of New York, and well, in the state of New York anyway, north of New York City, but that will probably move up and over, so that will end up over here, and Sue will experience that. Sorry, Sue, it's coming. Just what I see on the map. Anyway, we see that low off the coast of California, and it is definitely doing things there. I'm sorry, I can't help you, Sue. It's I'm just the reporter. Don't shoot the messenger. Anyway, we see some storms coming out of Mexico into not Nevada, the other one, New Mexico. There we go. And maybe a tad bit into Texas. We see along the coastal areas, we've got some thunderstorms. Nothing really major in the central U.S. at all. Some small stuff. And we see this over here off the coast of the northern portions of Florida, and then of course it's getting into Georgia as well as South Carolina. So on that storm, I don't know which way that thing is going to go, but likely it will move up and away. Seeing down here smaller storms there, but then we get over here and we look at Fiona, and it is, like I said, and still nailing our the poor people there in Puerto Rico. And again, the other one here, just off of the coast, just about straight out from Guadalajara, Madeline, she's a bad lady. And like I said, I think that one's going to go right up to Baja. So, yeah, watch out. Watch out, you're going to get one right up the Baja. Anyway, more stormy stuff right here off of Nicaragua, and also nailing Costa Rica and Panama pretty bad. And looking at the Amazon, pretty normal stuff there. We do see that storm out in the Atlantic. I wouldn't want to be there. And looking here, Buenos Aires, just north, where they're getting some heavy storms, and to the south, so I'm pretty not bad. My power has flickered today already. What? Already today? Okay. Hopefully they'll get that fixed up. Sliding over a little bit more into New Zealand, and here is what we're seeing. That high, of course, is bringing down warm air. This low is pumping up cold air, and that takes all the moisture and makes it into drops. And that's what's happening for New Zealand right now, and not so good. And then, of course, looking at Tasmania, half of it is rain covered, and some fog there. Not too bad, but at least it's not major. It's not like this stuff coming down here. We do see Melbourne, not too bad, and of course Perth again getting nailed with some storm. Not surprising. A little bit more fog around Adelaide, and Brisbane looks nice. So home of the Oz, looking a lot better. Sliding up here a little bit more, and boy. We're seeing some neat stuff, and lots of storms, just too many. I'm trying to pick ones out, isolate stuff. It's just all over the place. You take a look: high, low, high, low, high, low, high. What's going on here, guys? And there's more lows in here. So Philippine Sea doing its thing, but the big one here, of course, all that water or moisture being dumped on Japan from that typhoon, and that will likely pop up here and continue its ravaging, going up in the Sea of Japan, and hitting South Korea as well as Japan. And looking up a little bit more, we don't see anything on the Kamchatka Peninsula. Not bad here. Siberian Russia starting to get cold, lots of snow. And going to India, we see a low here, a big storm right in the corner here, and that is not unusual, but it's also not that great for them. And looking at Central Africa, that's where the weather is. And looking here for seeing what Piggy is going to get. And no, I'm sorry, Piggy. I don't have any rain forecast for you. Still no rain, and that is getting awfully dry for that area. I hope they get some rain soon. Anyway, we do have a little bit of rain there in Sicily, nothing in the rest of Italy, some down here in the desert areas. There's what we've got in Spain as well as Portugal, so not too bad. But when we get up here into Germany, it's a mess. They've got a big rainstorm going through, and of course Tom being there, Tom Dice, he's in Munich. When he leaves, the clouds will dissipate, right? Isn't that the way it works? Anyway, Belgium, Luxembourg, Holland, or northern portion of Holland, but also most of Germany getting rain right now. Actually, Denmark doesn't look too bad, but looking at what we've got in Sweden, Finland, and Norway, they are getting that cold air coming down, pushing on top of them. And I guess that is the time of year. England, not too bad. We see some showers in the middle, and all the way up into Scotland, and little tiny things here in Ireland. That high, of course, is bringing warmer temps up, and like I said, once that moves over, that'll bring a little bit more warm temperature in. But that also has consequences with we could see more rain there. And looking at what we see here in Iceland, there's our problem why we can't see so well. And it's been raining all day at our site. And of course, that is because of the weather, the way it is. So that's basically it for the weather forecast, you guys. The only other thing to really look at is that low temp, and let's see what we can find down in the southern abyss of coldness down here in our Antarctic region. And yeah, I'm glad it's Antarctic, not Uncle Arctic. I got minus 69. Sue is found at minus 75. Boy, I better start looking a little bit more. 69, 70, 74. If I zoom in, can I find 75? Do we hear 75? I gotta have a tie today. Okay, hang on. Let's see if we can find it. 73. 72. Whoa. Oh, I even lost my 74 now. Darn it, Sue. Okay, I had minus 74 on that screen, and you had minus 75. And what Kananaskis I found, oh, okay, minus 77 then? No. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's... those temperatures, yeah, there's my minus 74. So that I'm going to live with that. So that is it, minus 74. And Sue, you win. You win the cold. You can go down there and plant your flag on that spot. I'll stay here in the warm. That is awful, awful. Yeah, too close to quibble. You got it. Yeah, let's just say it is way too cold. It doesn't matter at this point. It is too cold. And you know, we are in Canada here, and we do have minus 40 C at times, but yeah, just imagine a minus 74, minus 75 Celsius. That is well below 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is just not for human habitation, if you will. So that is what we've got. That's it for the show for today, you guys. One last real quick peek at the harmonic tremor chart before we take off, and let's see if we're going to be needing to watch anything. Well, it's not going down. It's holding steady, and we'll see what we get in the next hour or so. Hopefully, we'll see more of a rise. Just I figured I'd throw that in there real quick. And that is basically it for today. So good stuff. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And I want to say a big thank you to our super chatters. And of course, we had Irish Monk and Dinkle Storm Chaser, Barbara. Thank you for your wonderful super chat. And then again, Irish Monk, and thank you very much, Irish Monk. You're an awesome dude, and I hope your weather holds for New York, and that everything will be good. On those friendly notes, also want to say thank you to the moderators: Arizona Snowman, Piggy, Gary, and of course those others that might be in the background. So thank you, moderators. You guys are awesome. And a big thank you to each and every one of the members in here for supporting the channel. That is very kind of you. I see we're a little shy. We didn't quite make it to 100 likes. If there's anyone left that didn't hit the like button yet, please help us out. Let's see if we can push it back over that 100 mark before we shut down today. That would really, really be awesome. And on that friendly note, I think it is time for me to say thank you to all of you in the Lava family. And please be good, be kind, take care of yourselves, stay warm, and of course, yeah, be good. Make sure that you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And we'll see everybody at tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday, so stream back to a regular time. And, yep, be good, be kind, and like I said, make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. Good night, everyone. Oink, oink.